biting is the most insidious aspect to playing a single reed instrument. And part of why it's so insidious is not everyone has the same definition of what it means or what causes it. So many professionals I run into have denture pads on their lower lip. People in the past didn't do that. Some of the all-time greats, Robert Marcellus of the Cleveland Orchestra, I've heard from students, had trouble biting, which is insane. There are three schools of playing that I think do a great job of minimizing biting. The first is the double lip school of playing. I'm not about to get into that here. I'm not about to try and advocate for you to switch to double lip playing. There are plenty of other videos on the internet that discuss that and all the benefits that it has. So that's your Harold Wright, Gaston Hamelin, Ralph McLean, and many others use double lip. The second school that I have found that really produced students that had efficient lower jaw, lower lip pressure was Donald Montanaro's school, his extremely successful studio. And I heard stories that he, on a single lesson, would basically just have you play open G and find the perfect pressure, perfect air pressure, tongue position, and embouchure pressure on just open G throat tones. That's amazing. So I think throat tones are very important in not biting. So the first exercise is, turn the reed around, lip over the teeth. Obviously, that takes some time to develop, and yes, I am putting some pressure down on the reed there, but it's just an idea. Can you get altissimo notes, with the top part of the reed? Because you really can't put a lot of pressure down, and you will absolutely feel it on your top lip, even out of the side of your mouth, which I don't recommend because I don't like to tell people to use too much pressure from your corners. But if I tilt the clarinet like so, even out of the corner of my mouth, I can still get altissimo notes. So Donald Montanaro, I've heard warming up, and the Philadelphia Orchestra would do this exercise. D, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, D, flick, C sharp, G sharp to find high covered F. Now that is an amazing exercise, and I've heard from Bruce Marking, who was the lead Buffet USA repair tech, that he saw Mr. Montanaro with a tuner and absolutely green the 12th of every note. And he'd never heard anybody do that before. So Donald Montanaro had such an incredible understanding of overtones and how that impacts the instrument. So, okay, what does this have to do with biting? It has everything to do with biting. So first of all, that exercise, most people either have trouble getting covered F, which again, I can do even with no embouchure pressure, out of the corner of my mouth, because it's just about air. If your air is right, you don't need pressure here. Pressure in here. Pressure in your abdominal muscles, not pressure here. So most people, as they go down from high F to D, D won't speak immediately because they're biting to achieve F. So what I've made is a modified exercise that I think, because a lot of my students and students that I've seen have trouble with an abstract concept, instantly applying that to performance. So this is an exercise. It's a descending C scale, but in between each note, C, covered F, B, covered F, A, covered F, all the way down, slurring. F should seem like a real note, because it is a real note. It's a nice, beautifully resonant, deep, full high note. And if my air is great, high F will actually sound better than any other note of that scale, that descending C scale. And what's more is, most people, as they travel down the length of the instrument, especially throat tones and lower, they're going to start to miss F. Because they're lowering their tongue the lower they go. And that is decreasing air pressure, which means lip jaw pressure needs to be increased. And that's where biting comes from, is a lack of air pressure. You know, I am absolutely thinking high F on every single one of these notes. I'm going to do throat tone F. I'm thinking high covered F. I'm going to do low chalumeau F. I'm thinking high covered F. Okay, well, I don't have it going up because I don't have my fingers. So that's another aspect of this, is your fingers have to be set to do this. So start this very slowly. Work on squeezing your fingers as you go down. So I'll start on C. And it shouldn't sound like this. You shouldn't find it. F should already be there because my tongue is voicing high F. My tongue is on the position of high F the entire time. And then you can mess around with this with staccato, you know? If F is always there, your high notes, your weakness is actually your strength. It's always there. And then even when I'm playing, you know, even pianissimo, high F is there, so try it with pianissimo. You will always bite as long as your air is wrong.